afternoon. So my name's Sarah, for those of you who I haven't met. I think I've met most of you probably at one stage or another. For those of you who are based here in Melbourne, yay, we're going to be able to get out a little bit. For those who aren't, then, well, lucky people. So anyway, let's get started this afternoon. That's a complete side note. I've got a little bit of a restorative, it's going to be a little bit of flow to start off with, but it's going to be generally quite a restorative class. So nothing too super strenuous, but enough to warm the muscles a little bit just so we can stretch into them and chill out a little bit as we sort of slide into the rest of our Sunday afternoon. So we're going to start just with a counted breath today. So coming to a comfortable seat on your mat, you can sit on your cushion, pillow, block, whatever you might have, and cross-legged, kneeling, whatever works for you. Just bringing the hands gently into the lap, whatever that looks like for you. Just take the shoulders for a little bit of a roll over. So I'd encourage you in this class today, make this work for you. Just because my body's one particular shape doesn't mean you have to come into that shape or look exactly like my body does or the body of the person next to you. Make this your class and make the shapes your own. So we're going to take one or two more breaths here and we're just going to come into an even counted breath. So we'll breathe in for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1 and out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. And out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In. 4, 3, 2, 1. And out. 4, 3, 2, 1. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the top. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking about 3 or 4 more of these in your own time. And slowly cracking open the eyes if they're closed, giving those shoulders a nice big roll over once more. And then inhale, lift the arms up all the way overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center. One more. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. From here, one more. Inhale, arms lift all the way up overhead. And then exhale, twisting around towards the left. Beautiful. So that opposite hand will come onto the opposite thigh and the back hand comes around onto the floor, the butt, whatever works. Beautiful. Inhale, arms lifting up again. And then exhale, twist towards the opposite side. Bringing the twist into the neck, into the cervical spine as well, just to get a bit of a stretch through the neck. And then inhale, arms lift all the way up. And then exhale. This time, bring the Right hand to the left side of the head. Left hand comes down by the body and just pulling into the side here. To the side of the neck, getting a little bit of a stretch. Other hand stays down long by your side. Then inhale, arms rising up. And then exhale onto the other side. And one more, inhale, arms rise up, and then exhale over to the left-hand side. Getting a nice stretch through the side of the body as well, keeping the chest open to the front of the room. Then exhale, release. Inhale, arms rise, and then exhale over to the opposite side. Beautiful, so that hand can just be down flat on the floor. Hips stay planted. Then inhale to lift all the way up. And then exhale, making your way to all fours, however you get there. Beautiful. Draw the belly into spine. We'll come into a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, look up, dip the belly. And then exhale, round through the spine. Take two more. Inhale, looking up. Then exhale, round through the spine. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round through. Coming back to a neutral spine here. Tucking the toes under and walking the hands back towards the shins. Coming to sit on your toes here. So the toes stay tucked under, stretching through the soles of the feet. If you need to keep the hands on the floor, that's fine. Alternative, hands to the shins, or nothing at all if your toes are good with this. I know mine personally are not. I need to keep some weight in my shins or on the floor. Beautiful. One more breath in here. And then slowly walk the hands forward. Tap the toes on the floor. Awesome. Keep the belly drawn in. And then from here, tuck the toes again, coming into our first down dog of the day for most of us. Beautiful. Making sure the hands and the knuckles plant down into the floor. Beautiful. Exhale. Bend the left knee. Push the right heel down towards the floor. Hips might come onto a little bit of an angle here. One more breath. And then other side. So bend the left knee. Or bend the right knee, sorry. Left heel pushes down towards the floor. Hips come onto a little bit of a diagonal. One more breath in. Coming back to center. Beautiful. Taking 3 breaths here. Really rotate the shoulders, rotate the armpits down towards the floor. Keep the head between, or ears between the arms. One more breath in here. Tilt the hips high to the sky, even if that means a slight bend in the knees. And then inhale, lift up to tiptoes and slowly step the feet forward to the front of the mat towards your hands. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, grasping opposite elbows, coming into our ragdoll pose. Bend through the knees here, wherever you are, making sure your chest and belly are in contact with your thighs. If you've got a space like this between your thighs and your belly and chest, bend through the knees, bring everything down in contact, which will give a bit of support through the lower back. Let the neck and shoulders hang and drip down towards the floor. One more breath. Exhale, hands release down to the floor, and then inhale, slowly rolling your way all the way up to stand. Give the shoulders a nice big roll over. Beautiful. Inhale, arms rising all the way up, hands clasped overhead. Beautiful. Staying here, and then with the hands clasped overhead, lean towards the right-hand side. Beautiful. Keep the gaze looking towards the front of your mat. One more breath. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, over to the other side. Belly draws in to support your spine here. Inhale, coming back to center. Hands come down towards the hips. Beautiful. On the back of your hips, so just above your butt. And then shoulders draw back, elbows draw back as much as you can. And then inhale, lift up through the chest, and then exhale, slowly drop the shoulders back. Drop the gaze back slightly, if that's okay, on your neck. If you've got any neck issues and that kind of thing, keep the chin tucked slightly to protect through the neck. Taking 2 more breaths in here. So an inhale, lifting all the way up, coming back to a neutral spine. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, take a slight tuck of the tailbone here. Draw the pelvic floor in and up. Shoulders drop down. Taking 1 more breath in here. Inhale, arms to rise all the way up. Exhale, swan diving all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping right foot back. Beautiful. Right knee lowers down to the mat. And then inhale, lifting up to our low lunge. From here, scissor the legs together slightly to gain a bit of stability. 1 more breath. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Tuck the toes, pushing all the way back, down dog. Beautiful. From here, roll the body forward to high plank. Drop down to the knees, shoulders stay away from the ears, and then exhale, roll the body forward, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale to cobra, lift through the shoulders, engage the serratus, so just below the shoulders. 1 more breath, exhale to lower. Hands come out to the front of your mat. Any back issues, you may choose to stay with the previous version. Alternatively, if you're coming with me, push the tops of the feet into the floor, engage the hamstrings, engage the quads, and then engage the glutes. Slowly push into those hands, lifting up, striking cobra. Bit of a funky spot here. 1 more breath in here. Shoulders stay away from the ears here. If you find your shoulders are coming up near your ears, pull them down if that's accessible, or come back to the previous version. 1 more breath. Exhale to lower. Hands come back by the ribs. Tuck the toes, pushing all the way back up, using the knees, back to down dog. Awesome. Inhale, lift up to tiptoes, stepping the right foot through. Beautiful. Little bit of activity here. Plant the feet on the floor nice and wide. Inhale, lift up to arrowhead. Beautiful. 1 more breath in here. Inhale, lift to crescent lunge. Mixing it up here. Exhale, coming back to arrowhead. Engage the core. Engage all those little muscles around the hips. 1 more breath. Exhale to arrowhead. Beautiful. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, drop that back heel down towards the floor. Everything else stays pretty much as it is. Exhale, hands release down behind the body. Inhale, open. Exhale to fold forward. Right shoulder might meet the right knee. Taking 1 more breath in here. Open through the shoulders, lift them up if that's accessible. Otherwise, hands to hips. Beautiful. Inhale, lift halfway, hands plant back down. Back heel lifts, drop the left knee to the floor. Inhale, open up into a twist towards that front right leg. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Tuck the toes. Beautiful. And stepping it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking 2 breaths here. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, stepping left foot back, left knee lowers. Inhale, lift, low lunge. Awesome. One more breath in here. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, stepping back to down dog. Awesome. One more breath in here. Inhale, rolling all the way forward. Lower to the knees as an option. Stay full length on the toes if you like. Roll the body forward all the way down to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Option to stay there or option to bring the hands forward, lifting up. Keep shoulders away from ears. Exhale to lower. Hands come back, tuck toes, pushing all the way up, down dog. Awesome. From here, lifting up to tiptoes, stepping the left foot through. Awesome. To the hand. Nice wide stance here. So feet are almost mat width apart. Inhale, lift up to crescent. Push strongly through that front leg. Inhale to lift. Bring a slight bend into that back knee. Exhale to arrowhead. Straighten back leg. Inhale to lift. Exhale, float forward. Inhale to lift up, crescent. Exhale, drop the back heel down towards the floor. Everything else stays where it is. Warrior one. Beautiful. Exhale, hands come down. And then exhale, fold forward. Hands can be on the hips if this is not accessible for you. One more breath in. Inhale, lift halfway, hands plant down to the floor. Lift the back heel and open into that twist. Beautiful. Taking 2 more breaths here. Engaging through the shoulders, through the back. Exhale, hands release down to the floor. Adjust the hips if you need. Stepping forward, half lift and fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Let's take one more round here. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, folding. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, to fold. Plant the hands, stepping right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Tuck the toes, stepping back. High plank. Option to lower to the knees here like we did last time. Otherwise, exhale to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back through to down dog. Use the knees through that if that's more where you're at today. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, step the foot through. Nice wide stance here again. Inhale, lift up, arrowhead. 2 crescent. Once more, exhale to arrowhead. Straighten the back leg. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, drop the back heel down. Exhale, hands release. Open through the chest. Exhale to fold. Beautiful. One more breath in here. Beautiful. From here, inhale, slowly lifting all the way up. Keep the hands exactly where they are. Turn the chest towards the side as if you're coming into warrior two. Keep a bend in that front knee. Front knee stays over the little toe. Keep the bind of the hands if you can. And then tilt the body down as if you're coming into a side angle, but keeping the hand bent or the arms bound. So similar to what we did yesterday morning in class, if you were on that one as well. Option to stay here if it's getting too much. Option to release that bottom elbow down to the knee. Second option, if you want a little bit more, if you're feeling funky. Your option, we've only got one round here, lifting up, coming into a bound half moon. So the hips are tilted up on top of one another. You're balancing here. One more breath in, and then exhale, slowly release that back foot down to the mat. Inhale, flip and reverse. Exhale, windmill all the way around to the mat, into that twist. That's as funky, pretty much as funky as we get today. Exhale, hands coming down, stepping forward. Half lift and fold. Beautiful. From here, inhale, rise. We've got one more side. We're coming down to the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands. Stepping left foot back. Left knee lowers. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Straight to high plank. Use the knees if you need. Hold. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Take this as you need it with your body. Inhale, lift the heels, stepping left foot forward. Feet are wide. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Awesome. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Hands clasp. And then drop that back heel down. Beautiful. Slowly from here, fold all the way forward. Humble. Humble warrior. One more breath. Inhale, rise, coming all the way up. Beautiful. Keep your hands bound if that works for you. Tilt the chest around to the side. One more breath. Taking whatever options work for you here. Tilting into that side angle pose. Engaging through the legs here. Option to release the bottom elbow onto the knee if that's where you're at. One more breath potentially. Beautiful. If you're going there, if you feel like getting funky, beautiful. Slowly hop up through that back leg, coming into our bound half moon. Beautiful. One more breath in here. Exhale. Slowly release the back foot down. Flip and reverse. Windmill all the way around to the mat. Lift the back heel coming into our twist. Beautiful. Exhale. Hands release down to the mat. Stepping it forward. Half lift and fold. Inhale to rise. Hands to heart center. Let's take a little back bend here. So as we come into our back bend sequence, take a drink if you need. We're going to come into dancer's pose today. So take this as it comes. It's your practice, your body. So let's drop, inhale, lift the arms up to start. Dropping the right hand or left hand down. Lift the left foot up. Grab the inside or big toe edge of that foot. And then slowly start to kick into the hand, come into a back bend here. Keep the chest proud. And then if you've got more space, you can slowly start to tilt forward. If you've got a block or cushion and you want a little bit more, you can slowly start to reach all the way forward and reach that hand all the way down to the mat onto a block, cushion, bolster, some form of support to come into our sugarcane pose. Otherwise, just stay upright in your dancer's pose. Perfectly fine. One more breath here. Slowly release that back foot wherever you are. Both hands come down. Both feet come down. One more breath here. Inhale, slowly rising all the way up to stand. Make this your practice. Hands to heart center. You do not have to do all the funky things that I'm necessarily doing. Inhale, arms to rise. Exhale, that right hand comes down. Lift up the right foot, grasping big toe edge inside of that right foot, kicking into the hand, coming into our dancer's pose. From here, take your option. If you're feeling so inclined, slowly start to tilt the body forward. Beautiful. Hand might come down to a block or support, and then slowly start to tilt the hips open for sugarcane pose. Beautiful. Taking 2 more breaths here. Wobbles welcome. And slowly start to release everything down back to that forward fold. Coming out nice and slowly. Bending through the knees here, maybe grasping the big toes, pistol grip the big toes. Maybe let the elbows come out to the side. And then slowly release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, slowly bring the hips down towards a block or cushion, some form of support. We'll come into a yogi squat, malasana. So bring, if it's comfortable for you, bring the elbows to the inside of the knees and push them out, getting a bit of a stretch through the groin here. I promise that's all the funky stuff done for today. Awesome. Taking 2 or 3 more breaths here. And then slowly start to lift the back up nice and tall. And then you can bring the hands around behind you and just let the body come down off that block or support. Not very graceful, I know. And we're going to come down onto our back. So taking your cushion, whatever you have with you, and also your towel, belt, or strap. Beautiful. Coming to lay all the way down on your back, and then wrap the strap around your left foot, left ball of foot. Extend the right leg out long. Keep the shoulders on the floor here. Keep that left leg quite straight and pull the big toes back towards your face. Using that strap, you're going to stretch through the back of the left leg. So the hips stay level. And just take a few deep breaths here. I promised you that was all of the funky stuff done. Now we're going to chill out for the rest of class. Allowing the back of that left leg to stretch and to open, to elongate. Back bends and that kind of thing tend to shorten into the back of the body and elongate into the front of the body. So, because we've done a bit of opening of that side of the body, let's stretch out. As we are here, stretching out through the back of the body. Awesome. And slowly bringing it onto the other side. And just changing legs here, nothing too crazy. Maybe noticing how the two sides are different, which is perfectly acceptable. Taking 1 or 2 deep breaths here. And then slowly release that foot, release the strap, towel, belt, whatever you have, and take this for a little bit of a rock and a roll, coming up to a comfortable seat, and bring the knees out wide, soles of the feet to touch. And then from here, we're just going to fold forward into a butterfly pose. So because we're taking a more restorative version today, you can bring some form of support underneath the forehead if that feels good. If you want a little bit more, you can bring the elbows to push, use the elbows to push the knees down towards the floor to open through the groin. But only coming to about 60% of whatever stretch you have. So you should feel some of these muscles just in the side of the hip here start to stretch and open a little bit. And also through the back of the body. So through the spine, maybe even letting the head roll forward slightly just to get a stretch, a bit of an elongation through the back of the neck. So many of our quite active yoga classes, we don't get much of a stretch through the back of the neck. We are often encouraged to keep everything in a nice straight line, and in a vinyasa class I would. But when we're sitting still in a pose like this, in a more yin-based shape, then you can let the head start to fall forward, just to get a bit of elongation through the back of the neck. Wherever you are here, make sure you keep on breathing. I don't want you holding your breath here. And then slowly start to lift all the way back up. Taking your own time to get there. Then when you arrive, moving that bolster just in, or cushion, pillow, whatever you have, rolled up blanket, absolutely fine, as long as it's sort of an ovally type shape or even a square shape. So bring it down onto just in behind your butt. And then from here, bring the feet to the floor, knees up in the air, like so. And then we're going to drop the knees over to one side. I don't really mind which side. We're going to come onto the other side afterwards anyway, as long as you remember which way you went. Bring the knees over to the side. So you're sort of sitting on one hip here. And then turn the body, adjust the hips if you need. We're going to turn the body all the way around until you can drape your body over your cushion, bolster, block, rolled up blanket, whatever you have. So some form of support here. You can just bring the hands underneath the forehead. You can even have the hands on the floor, elbows on the floor. As long as the back of your neck and your head are supported in some way here. So hands down, just rest down onto the pillow. There's another good one. So you're going to stretch all the way through this top side of the body. So all the way down, really effective for getting into the sort of side of the hip here and opening all of this, which we don't often release. Head can turn whichever way is comfortable for you. If you want a little bit more, you can even turn it all the way around to the opposite side of the cushion just to extend that twist into your cervical spine and thoracic spine as well. as long as that doesn't pull too much into your neck and spine. You're going to take about 5 or 6 long, deep breaths here. So long, deep yoga teacher breaths. Yawns are welcome. If you want a little bit more, you can keep a bend in that back leg to extend the stretch into the hip flexor and front of the top quad, so this top leg. Beautiful. We're going to take 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. Taking 1 more breath here. And then slowly pushing into the hands, lifting up, taking it nice and gently. And then bringing the knees back up towards the sky. Feet are on the floor here. Adjust the hips back to center. And take a little counter pose. Just lean forward, maybe grab onto the knees or something like that. So you're just rounding through the spine slightly. Take 1 more breath. And then coming back up tall. Dropping the knees over to the opposite side, whatever that means for you. And then adjust your cushion, bolster, whatever you have. You're going to come into that same pose on the other side. Just coming into the twist, bringing the gaze to wherever works for you. So it can be either side of that support, cushion, block, bolster. And then coming into that twist, remembering the bend in that back leg, if that's where you're at, if that's what you're wanting, with a bit of a stretch into the quad and into the hip flexor. Wherever you are here, just making sure that you keep breathing. Taking 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then slowly, once you've taken those couple of breaths, hands pressed back into the floor, lifting all the way up, coming back around, maybe coming to that same little forward fold just as a rebound. And then slowly moving that cushion, block, bolster off the mat, if it's on the mat. Option to bring that cushion, bolster, whatever you have, to roll that blanket underneath the knees if that feels good. And we just roll back down into our final pose, Shavasana. Beautiful, letting the toes fall out to the side. Hands face up towards the sky if that feels comfortable. And let the chest open. Taking just a couple more deep breaths here. Take a sigh out if that feels good. Let everything release back onto the mat. Scanning through the body for any feelings of tightness or tension. If you reach any spots of tightness or tension, envisage your breath in going straight to that area, bringing nourishment and oxygen to that area. And then as you exhale, envisage that little bit of tension or tightness just starting to dissipate and disappear from that area with the exhale leaving the body. Staying here on your back for 1 or 2 more breaths. And then starting to bring a little bit of a wiggle into the fingers and toes. Taking that little bit of a wiggle into the fingers and toes and then rolling over to your preferred side. And then slowly coming up to a comfortable seat. Bring the hands to the heart center. My quote for you today is from Walter White in Breaking Bad. Controversial probably, I know. He said, elements combine and change into compounds. That's all of life, right? Solution, dissolution, growth, decay, transformation. Fascinating, really. Bringing the thumbs to the forehead, to each other we say, Namaste. So this week I'd encourage you, just realise that life is a process of change. Things are always changing, things will grow, things will decay.